Hello everyone, and this is my review for WWE Smackdown September 13th, 2016, and man, this Smackdown was definitely an interesting one. Like, there were some good segments, there were some bad segments to go along with the show, and some segments that were good, but also, and that's how they started off the show. They started off the show with AJ Styles. He was kind of very good promo about his win, like how he's been, like his wins over Cena, his wins over Ambrose, everything in that sense. Cutting very good heel promo. And guess who comes out but John Cena? And Cena's like, you have something of mine that I want back. And it's like the great aspect of AJ Styles, just like taking the armband. It's like, here, I don't need this anymore. Take it back. I like that little spot to it, but it's like, no, he's referring to the WWE title, which of course does bring out Dean Ambrose, and of course he wants his rematch. And you have a very good back and forth between Cena and Dean. It almost felt like both of these guys were shooting on each other while they're out there. I mean, Cena brings up the podcast with him and Stone Cold. Dean Ambrose calls Cena nothing more than a lazy part-timer and everything in that sense. Like, the two of them cut a very good promo on each other. Like, this entire promo was really good. The ending of it is like, no, they shouldn't have gone this route. Because Shane McMahon comes out and he makes a triple threat match for No Mercy with Dean Ambrose, John Cena, and AJ Styles for the title. It's like, what has Cena done to earn a title shot? Oh wait, nothing. He's just come back and he's just like, I'm John Cena, give me title shots. You get title shot. Yay! And then he also makes a tag match for later in the night where Cena and Dean, of course, they were just arguing with each other, so make them tag team partners because that makes complete sense. Against AJ Styles and a partner of his choosing, which did lead into a bunch of segments throughout the night where you had AJ trying to go up to superstars, wanting to get them as tag team partners. His bit with Baron Corbin I thought was really good. Baron Corbin looked pretty good on the mic for this one, turning down the offer to be AJ's tag team partner, instead saying, it's like, I don't want to be your tag partner, I want to be your opponent. So, good stuff in that sense. Kane's bit as well I thought was pretty good to go along with it. And you also had a backstage segment with Daniel Bryan where he brings in one of like the guys who had gotten squashed by Braun Strowman on Raw, and he was going to be his tag team partner because he couldn't find one, so he had a self-appointed tag team partner. And I'll get into the main event later on. Those were the segments that you saw throughout the night leading into the main event. I'll talk about the main event a little bit later. Up next, you had the Hype Bros versus the Usos. Usos win quick, and what you would call they did this at the pay-per-view, so do it again. Same old crap moment. Relatively quick match, getting the Usos over his heels a little bit more. Nothing more to really say about that. Miz had a promo. Stumbling over my words. Miz comes out for a promo. He starts talking about himself, how he's the main event, how he's the main person of the show. He deserves all the respect. Dolph Ziggler comes out, calls him out on how he got his victory and everything in that sense, which does bring out Daniel Bryan as well. And it's like he wants to give Ziggler another title shot, but it's like, well, technically he hasn't earned another title shot in that sense of everything. And Miz also just wants to Miz basically says he wants to renegotiate his contract, and that the title was not going to be put on the line until he had done so, and just leaves. So, relatively good promo. Promo-wise, I thought things were great. I thought they did a relatively good job in every sense of the word, with the exception of one. I'll talk about that one next. But here, great promo between Miz, Ziggler, and Daniel Bryan. I thought everything led together very well. Probably leads into another match with Dolph Ziggler and The Miz, which, if you get another one like If you get another one like you did at Backlash, well, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that in the end. Up next, you have Baron Corbin. He was supposed to go up against Apollo Crews. Baron Corbin basically doesn't have the match even start, just destroys Apollo Crews before the match even begins. Where are they going with Apollo Crews? It's like, I know the guy's athletic and everything, but he hasn't shown much of a personality yet. Though in this case, this is one of those few times he wasn't just smiling coming out to the ring, so a little bit of a change there. But he hasn't fared too well out in other areas outside of, showing what he can do in the ring. And that's been basically him so far. He's all been ring work. He hasn't been in the terms of having a personality or charisma or anything in that sense so far. And that's one thing that I hope they bring into him at some point in time. It's one of those things because they need to do more with him. So after the match, lo and behold, who comes out of nowhere to save the day, or basically weird things out a little bit more, which was Jack Swagger. Jack Swagger, his contract expired from Monday Night Raw, and now he's going to be on SmackDown. He gets a stare down with Baron Corbin. Corbin just leaves, and Swagger cuts a promo. Okay, promo. Where they've been with Swagger as of late, it was like, who knows what this is really going to mean in the end, if he's coming over to SmackDown just for the purposes of putting people over, or what he's going to be doing down the road here. After this, they had been talking about the 5-woman number 1 contenders match, which once again you're seeing pretty much the same match you saw without the elimination rules and without Becky Lynch as being in the match as well. So again, kind of making the same match over and over again when it comes to this. But when it comes to that moment, first of all, the match was fine. You get a promo from Becky Lynch beforehand. Man, she's actually you gotta say she's good on the microphone for everything. I think I feel like that's what should I say. I feel like she cut a pretty good promo here, saying that she's going to be one of the fighting champion and everything in that sense. She uses the Becky Balboa bit again, which of course in Philly got a good pop to go along with it. Good promo from Becky Lynch here. This led into the Fatal 5-Way, which was of course Nikki Bella, Alexa Bliss, Carmella, Natalya, and Naomi. Again, a good match from these 5 women on the show. On this show, just like the 6-pack challenge from Backlash, I thought it was a good match. The end saw with Carmella taking down Nikki Bella when it looked like she was going to take out Alexa Bliss. Alexa Bliss gets rid of Carmella and gets the pinfall on Nikki Bella to become the number 1 contender. So, well, okay, they're gonna go that route with Alexa Bliss being the number 1 contender. I'm okay with this, especially since Becky and Natalya had done so much work against each other, and they're going to be working some kind of program with Carmella and Nikki Bella down the road here as well. So not a bad way of going with everything in that sense. Up next, you had the Heath Slater contract signing. He comes out there, signs the contract. Unlike what they say on Talking Smack, he actually signs the contract. It was like they were confused on Talking Smack for some odd reason. Of course, Slater cuts a promo. You're definitely getting that odd couple feel from Heath Slater and Rhino here. He's having fun and everything in that sense. Rhino's kind of the serious, in your face type, and of course they have it where Heath Slater says, "We'll defend these tag titles at any point, any time, anywhere." Again, another fighting champions type feel to it, and the Ascension are the ones that come out and challenge them. Of course, it's like, we can't do this now, and it's like Shannon's like, I kind of dig it. Let's get the carpet out of here. Let's get a referee. Let's have the match. The match between the Ascension and Heath Slater and Rhino, rather quick match. Again here, nothing really special to talk about. Heath wins with his finishing move, which is called Rhino at this point. I like where people are going with this. Heath Slater's finishing move is Rhino at this point in time. But basically, again, to get over Heath Slater and Rhino as a little bit more of that odd couple, but also when it comes down to it, winning matches. Up next, you had a promo from Randy Orton calling out Bray Wyatt and everything in that sense. What he gets is Bray Wyatt on the Titantron. He cuts a promo about what Randy did and how much of it was a mistake that he cost him the match at Backlash with Kane. And one thing he says in there is like, I gave you an out and you decided to screw me over in that sense. The lights go out. Bray Wyatt shows up out by the commentator's booth, and the lights go out again. And when the lights come back on, Eric Rowan's in the ring, and he attacks Randy Orton and immediately gets RKO'd. Like, there was... Like, you would almost want this to try to put over Eric Rowan or Wyatt family or something in a sense, but no, let's just RKO Eric Rowan. Great. Great in that sense. Like I said, there was ups and downs to this show. Dean Ambrose, this brings up the main event, which was Dean Ambrose and AJ Styles, and what we were thinking was, I forget his name. It's James something. The guy the first guy who fought Braun Strowman back when the draft just happened. So it looked like it was going to be them. Miz comes out and attacks James on the rampway and takes the place of him and becomes AJ Styles' new tag team partner. It's like, okay, that's great. And it plays off the aspect of him calling himself a main eventer beforehand, how he's always the main event and everything in that sense. So it plays off of that, and and that played off well until you realize that Miz was just out there to eat the pinfall. You had this great promo and this great everything, and they basically had Miz out there to eat the pinfall for John Cena for the match itself. It was fun. It was a fine match. It was a fine match and everything, but seriously, they put the Miz out there. They could have put somebody else out there to do this in that sense, especially after that promo earlier on in the show. After the match, basically you have Cena and Dean celebrating their victory, and then Dean Ambrose lays them out with dirty deeds, and that's how they go off the air. Overall, like I said, this show had some ups, it had some downs to it. It had ups within the downs. It had downs within the ups, and like there was good things in promos, like at the beginning of the show, but there was a down point. It's like, why does Cena get a title match? He's done nothing. He's been gone for a month, and everything in that sense. So it's like it's like you had good, you had bad, and yeah, that's basically all I really got to say about that. So that is my review for WWE Smackdown this week. I thank you guys for watching, and I hope you have a great day.